When the water rose, everyone went underground. Tucked away in tunnels, behind inches of steel and concrete, the last fraction of the human race did nothing but survive and long for the world that once was. The life that once made up and inhabited the surface of our planet was nothing more than a distant memory until now. Through the technology of the time, a few men seeking fortune had created a device that made it possible for humanity to revisit the forgotten world. When the device was launched, lines of hopeful souls stretched throughout the tunnels. In his room, David sat in despair with his friend Clara. More than any other, the two friends longed for another world. They believed that there was something up there. Something that powerful people filled with greed kept in secrecy in order to profit from the hopes of others. They feared that the new device would operate as a sedative, numbing the masses. But in order to despise, one must first understand. And so they had decided to experience the sedative for themselves. In the line they stood in silence, fearful but determined. When their turn came, they were asked to remove their shirts. While sitting in their designated chairs, they were wired to the device. And by the blink of an eye, the world changed around them. It was surreal. Sitting in a chair, hundreds of meters below the surface of the ocean, David found himself standing in the middle of a world he'd only dreamt of. He felt raindrops tickling his skin, and green grass, softer than any pillow, under his feet. A woman stood in front of him, dressed in red. Her beauty was overwhelming. As he marveled at her beauty, he felt like he was lying on a hill, looking at the sun. He could feel the sun caressing his skin, and he could smell the green leaves as the warm breeze carried their scent. As he laid there, his mind wandered. Where was Clara? Once again, the scene shifted. He was met by the gentle clattering of cutlery and muffled conversations. In front of him sat Clara. She smiled. They felt true happiness in the light of the candles. Kind of happiness they had never felt before. Could this be real? The session was over. The two returned to David's room. Before a word had even been uttered, they both knew they couldn't stay here, surrounded by people going mad over machine-induced fantasies. By now, one thing stood perfectly clear. They had to escape. For 5 days, David and Clara prepared. All of their preparations led up to this night. There was silence. The warehouse awaited them at the end of the corridor. Only a handful had seen the inside of this warehouse, but everyone knew what lay within. When the ice melted, everything that could be salvaged was stored in this place. The two began their intrusion. They quickly found what they were searching for. All hatches leading to the outside were guarded around the clock. But every man can be tempted. The unknown of the deep blue awaited. Blue skies were above them. A warm, salty breeze embraced them. They smiled. But not long after their moment of triumph, reality dawned upon them. The world was indeed gone. They started to swim. They swam through the vast nothingness of the all-encapsulating ocean. They swam until their bodies gave out and they could swim no more. Sand. The waves had carried their seemingly lifeless bodies for hours on end, until there were no more waves to carry them, until they had reached the most unlikely of places, land. The green wonders of the island lay before them. Lush nature stretched as far as the eye could see. Hundreds of meters above their old home, they had found a new one. Since their arrival, the two friends had become lovers, and two had become three. Their new home was now indeed a home. While Clara was nursing their child, David was working in the vegetable garden. With his hands in the ground and his mind with the crops, his eyes sensed a movement and his ears sensed a sound. He got up, frightened by the fact that there was something unknown in the bushes. With gentle footsteps, he neared the bush. There was nothing there. He smiled. Of course there was nothing out there. His mind had simply deceived him. Back to work. He turned around.